Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatya Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Canto 5, titled The Creative Impetus. This is chapter 17, The Descent of the River Ganges. And we are reading today shloka number 22 and 23, which is a combined shloka. So I'll read the translation and the purport, and then we'll have some discussion. Translation. From that Supreme Personality of Godhead appears Lord Brahma, whose body is made from the total material energy. The reservoir of intelligence predominated by the passionate mode of material nature. I am born as a representation of false ego known as Rudra. By my own power, I create the other demigods, the five elements and the senses. Therefore, I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than any of us, under whose control are situated self like birds bound by a rope. Only by the Lord's grace we can create, maintain, and annihilate the material world. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Being. Purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta expands. And from Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu expands. Lord Brahma, who was born of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, fathers Lord Shiva, from whom all other demigods gradually evolve. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu are incarnations of the different material qualities. Lord Vishnu is above all material qualities, but he accepts control of Sattva Guna, the mode of goodness, to maintain the universe. Lord Brahma is born from the Mahat Tattva. Brahma creates the entire universe, Lord Vishnu maintains it, and Lord Shiva annihilates it. The Supreme Personality of Godhead controls all and Lord Shiva exactly as the owner of a bird controls it by binding it with a rope. Sometimes vultures are controlled in this way. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Radha Kanta Namaste तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Tarine. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate rim yatkripa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinat Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So I'm very happy to be here amidst all the devotees for this Sunday feast, auspicious feast festival. Inspire some other devotees in some other center to come for Sunday feast. So I was thinking, why should devotees come for Sunday feast? So I just wrote down 4 reasons why everybody should come for Sunday feast. Can I share that with you? So these, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. Very recently we went for a yatra to Thrissur in Kerala. And then we went to Guruvayur temple also. There I came to know of many great acharyas, one of them a devotee of Lord Krishna, especially Sri Guruvayur Krishna. And then once while visiting Sri Guruvayur, on the way, I don't exactly remember the name of the place, Kottayur, I think that the place is. A very nice Lord Shiva's. And this speciality of this Lord Shiva's temple is that it happens only few days in a year. So when Puntana was passing by from there, he thought it's my great fortune that I have arrived at this temple on the auspicious time when darshan is opened. So let me stay here as long as the darshan is open for a few days. I'll daily have bath in this sacred Pushkarani. I'll daily sit and read Srimad Bhagavatam here. So what he started doing, every day he would have bath and then he would enter the temple, offer his obeisance, give Bhagavatam class basically. And all the people, they were so happy that Puntanam is here that daily morning, without any invitation or WhatsApp message, they used to come, even when it was not a Sunday. So daily they were coming and hearing, sitting and reading that pastime of Krishna, that section of Bhagavatam where Lord Krishna is teasing Mother Rukmini, that why you married me? And there were so many other better people, Shishupal was there, and so many other, Jarasandha was there. You could have married so many other people. Why you married me? I'm not fit for you. One hand he wipes her tears, with one hand all that. So he was discussing, and all the people of that village, they were coming and hearing this pastime, and the devotional sentiments which Puntanam was expressing, or rather the devotion, the bhakti aspect which he was highlighting, he was helping everybody realize how much Lord Krishna loves us. That even through conversations with his consorts, he displays how much deeply he loves us. So everybody was spellbound by hearing those Bhagavatam classes and narrations, glories of Lord Krishna. Daily they were coming. And then after finishing, let's say 13 verses, he would put a bookmark and then take the next day when he will come, from verse number 21, but again the bookmark is at verse number 1 only. So he's not understanding what's happening. So he thought maybe I have forgotten. And again he started the same chapter. And again he finished few verses and then goes home and then comes back again. Again the bookmark is on page number 1 of that chapter. So Puntanam thought this is the will of the Lord. They are coming and hearing that section where Lord Krishna is teasing Mother Rukmini. And daily they are hearing and they are feeling so happy. Now finally the time came when Puntanam has to cross that place and go forward to Sri Guruvayur temple. And Lord Shiva's temple is also closing down. So the last day he decided that Aaj to chapter khatam, heard from you. We are very, very happy. Our life has become successful. And he said, yes, I'm also very happy to get your association. And then he started proceeding towards Sri Guruvayur, but all of a sudden he remembered that he has left his Bhagavatam book in the temple only. So he was proceeding again back towards Lord Shiva's temple, very famous temple actually. But then he saw that the doors are closed. So he wanted to get his book back, so he's standing near the door waiting for the pujari to come. But then he starts hearing a conversation. Some conversation is going on. So he's peeping through the door. There were some openings in the door, so he's peeping through them. He sees that Lord Shiva, Mother Parvati, and the same chapter. Lord Krishna teaches Mother Rukmini. And all these Bhutaganas, they are crying. So Lord Shiva is an undercover preacher. He cannot put up this Urdhva Pundra Tilak and wear Vaishnava attire. Otherwise the Bhutaganas will not feel bonding and association with him. Undercover agent hai Bhagwan. Bhagwan ke undercover agent hai wo. You see how he does it. Lord Shiva is the only person who can make Bhutganas also cry after hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So he's reciting, all the Bhutganas are crying, Mother Parvati is crying. And after completing the whole chapter, he asked, how did you like my class? Mother Parvati told, my lord, your class was so good. I'm very thankful to you. I was changing the bookmark to the first verse, so that for 6-7 days I can also hear this pastime of the Lord. So point to be noted that even greatest of the greatest personalities, even most liberated people like Lord Shiva, they appreciate Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is one of the reasons why we should come for Sunday feast. It is appreciated also. Genuine devotion and sincerity while reciting and hearing Bhagavatam brings immense spiritual benefits and makes one feel happy in their practice of Krishna consciousness. So if you want happiness in life, don't try to purchase something or go to some other place, or don't try to change your situation thinking that it will give you some relief. No. The best way to get happiness is to go and sit and hear Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees. This is the second benefit of coming to Sunday feast. First is appreciation. Your appreciation for Bhagavatam will increase, thinking of that pastime of Lord Shiva. Sincere devotion will come in your heart. Well, you will personally realize, third reason, you will personally realize the power, the divine potency of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Tulya. Because it has a special power to purify and liberate the souls from material existence. In today's chapter, we are reading a very wonderful prayer. Some verses before, Lord Shiva is praying that, my dear Lord, those who are your devotees, please give them liberation. And those who are not your devotees, please give them. Even to chant the holy name, one needs to have that continuity, enthusiasm. One needs to understand the value of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The entire Namamrit which we read every morning is composed from mostly Bhagavatam only, if you read. All Bhagavatam. So the power of Bhagavatam will make one feel happiness in their life. And the last reason is that it will encourage us in our bhakti. Even great personalities like Lord Shiva, Maharaj Parikshit, Rahugana, Jad Bharat, I was just discussing Jad Bharat pastime yesterday with some youth boys. And they were appreciating that Jad Bharat chose to keep quiet, not talk to his own friends. But when the subject matter of discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam came, he started talking to a stranger, Maharaj Rahugana also. So this Srimad Bhagavatam will give so much encouragement to us in our bhakti. So therefore, if at all we want to attain the lotus feet of Krishna, how many of you want to attain the lotus feet of Krishna? Please raise your hands. So it is not possible without every Sunday coming to Sunday feast and hearing Srimad. One more center devotees, please aa jao class. But I was happy that I could, think like this. So this verse is a very, very nice verse. It's a prayer of Lord Shiva. This chapter is called as the descent of river Ganges. So how many of you have had bath in river Ganges? Can you please raise your hands? To go and have bath in river Ganges, thinking and meditating that this water contains the saffron dust particles coming from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says in the fourth canto that a pure devotee can change anyone's heart because his voice contains the aroma of the saffron dust particles coming from the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is called Vaikuntha Vani. So something that one is Vaikuntha Vani and this is Vaikuntha Jal. So if you can just dip in the river Ganges and hear one Prabhupada lecture, that is human perfection. Best of what you can get. Srila Prabhupada has always told that whenever he would visit Mayapur, he would always tell his disciples that daily, as long as you are in Mayapur, Srila Prabhupada quotes that there was one gentleman in Calcutta who had so much faith in the Ganges and the potency of Ganges, the maintenance potency in Ganges, that whole his life, human body means diseases. Janma, Mritru, Jara and Vyadhi. It has to come. So for any Vyadhi, for any disease, he never took any medicine. He used to just drink Ganges water and sustain. Srila Prabhupada was glorifying Ganges. In fact, in our universe, there are how many universes are there in this whole creation? Innumerable universes are there. So if at all somebody asks for your identity, that from which universe are you coming, what you will tell? Universe number 16170? No. This universe speciality is that putting his leg up in the Urukurma style, performer of wonderful activities. So the finger of his foot went and pierced the coverings of this universe, and the causal water came washing his lotus feet, and then that was held by Lord Brahma in his Kamandal. That is how Ganges has descended. I have information that this has not happened in any other universe. So if at all someone asks you from which universe you are coming, you can say I am from that universe where Ganges has been brought inside during the Vaman Leela. And then, oh, you are from that universe where Prabhupada had recently gone. Oh yes, please come. So that is how river Ganges comes in this universe. But then after some time it has to descend. Sometime it goes to moon, and then there is mention in this chapter how many aeroplanes are being used to transport this Ganges water in different parts of the universe. And ultimately they come on top of the Sumeru mountain, which is the farmhouse of Lord Brahma, you can say like that. His original home is in Brahmaloka, but sometimes he comes on this Meru, have their vacation houses or something like that. So river Ganges is coming from the higher, from the moon especially, and the higher planetary systems. And then, but Ganges goes to the sun also. Now we cannot understand how this is happening. When we try to understand how Ganges is flowing on the sun, it's like a lizard trying to understand how Kempegowda International Airport works. And then it ultimately comes on the Bhumandala, especially the Jambudweep section. The four parts of the Ganges are Bhadra, Sita, Alaknanda and Chakshu. And then it comes on Jambudweep, and there are various Varshas in Jambudweep. We are in which Varsha? Bharat Varsha. Very good. And there are different presiding deities for each Varshas. Totally how many Varshas are there? Who can tell? Yes. Option A, 8. Option B, 9. Option C, 10. Option D, not sure. I should not have given not sure. So Bharat Varsha is the only Varsha which can be called as a karma generating Varsha, Karma Kshetra. It is simply meant for enjoyment, and the level of enjoyment is thousands of times better than Earth. So if you want to do tapasya, you have to come to Bharat Varsha only. There are other Varshas like Kuru Varsha, Hiranmaya Varsha, Ramyak Varsha, Ketumal Varsha, Bhadrashva Varsha, Ilavrit Varsha, Hari Varsha, Kim Purusha Varsha. This is where Hanuman is there. And then Bharat Varsha. So the presiding deity of Bharat Varsha are Nara and Narayana. So the path back home, back to Godhead, becomes very nicely situated when one takes birth in the Bharatvarsha. So, therefore, all those who have taken birth in Bharatvarsha, you should understand that we all have some deep spiritual heritage. That's why we have taken birth here. This is how the Ganges descends, and it goes in various varshas, and we are in Bharatvarsha. And in Bharatvarsha, Jambu Dvipe, Bharat Varshe, Bharat Khande. We are in a tract of land called Bharat. And here, we are getting association of various saintly personalities. Yes? 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 But tell me a most recent descendant of Srila Prabhupada. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada quotes Narad Muni in so many purports. He says we are continuing the mission of Narad Muni only. He has written Narad Bhakti Sutra also. There is an entire article in Back to Godhead magazine written by our Sarvabhaum Prabhu where he has given 12 similarities between Narad Muni and Srila Prabhupada. I urge all of you to read that Back to Godhead magazine. The title of that I forgot the title. I will share the link. But it's very nice, It highlights how Narad Muni, whatever he does, same thing Srila Prabhupada is also doing. So yes, we are surrounded by the descendants of Narad Muni in Bharatvarsha. And this verse, especially, just see how nice this verse is. Lord Shiva is praying. From that Supreme Personality of Godhead appears Lord Brahma. And we are all Guna avatars. Although Lord Vishnu is above all the gunas, but he has taken up this job of maintenance of Sattva Guna. And then Brahmaji is doing secondary creation in the mode of passion. I am the representation of the false ego or the ahankara, one of the aspects of Rudra. And we are all controlled like birds. He says, only by the Lord's grace can we maintain, create, and annihilate the material world. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances to that Supreme Being. So, literally, everything, even in our life, is happening by the grace of Lord Krishna. There are some very nice references in Charitamrita, which will help us to appreciate that yes, everything which is happening around us is by the grace of Lord Krishna. So there is a whole purpose why this material world has been created. Can anyone tell me in one line, what is the purpose of this material world? In one line. To come out. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. All of you are right. Very good. Srila Prabhupada writes to revive the dormant Krishna consciousness of the living entity who has been infected by the desire to enjoy his senses. Some statements are worth memorizing. So that is Jnani category. Even if they approach Lord Krishna, what would be the reason why they are approaching Lord Krishna? Mostly materialistic reasons. ये दिला दो, वो दिला दो, उससे ये ले लो, उसका वो मेरे को दे दो. Some things like that. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, very nicely, it has been highlighted. Those who desire material enjoyment or even merging into the impersonal Brahman engage in Lord's transcendental loving service, they will attain Krishna's lotus feet, although they don't ask for it. So at least in my case, I did not start bhakti to get the lotus feet of Krishna. I started bhakti primarily because of the wonderful prasadam which was being served. Yes, I am an animal. I came for prasadam. Let me accept. And apart from that, the care and affection which the devotees were offering me, nice friendship which they were offering me in a very unassuming and non-judgmental way, that attracted me to Krishna consciousness. But that was also not enough to keep me for long. So somebody very mercifully gave me a book. The name of the book was A Second Chance. Maybe my chance. most of us, when we approach, we don't approach for devotional purpose. And Lord Krishna knows that he will ask something nonsense. At one point of time, I didn't have a nice phone, so I remember myself standing in front of Krishna and praying for a nice phone also. And Krishna gave me one. So, anybody who approaches desiring material enjoyment, akama, sarva kama, va moksha kama, any reason why you approach Krishna, they will get shelter at Krishna's lotus feet, although they don't ask for it. Why? Because Krishna is very merciful. Krishna kahe, ama bhaje mange wish. The opulence of material enjoyment, he is very, very foolish. Indeed, he is just like a person who gives up nectar to drink poison. Ami vignya ei murkhe vishaya kene diva swacharnamrita diya vishaya bhulaiva. I am very intelligent. Krishna is telling. Krishna is Atmavan. Krishna sometimes appreciates himself also. And that is proper for him to do. But not for us. So Krishna is, one of the names of Krishna is Atmavan. That means he sometimes meditates on his own qualities. So Krishna is thinking, since I am very intelligent, Ami Vignya, I know, why should I give this fool material prosperity which he is asking for? Instead, I shall induce him to take the nectar of my lotus feet and make him forget all illusory material enjoyment. Swa charanamrita diya vishaya bhulaiva. So we are not asking for pure devotion. We are not asking for any bhakti. And Krishna is seeing this fellow is asking for a phone, but Krishna will give his lotus feet. So therefore, don't you agree that everything which is happening in our life is by the grace of the Lord? And even Lord Shiva is appreciating this. That I have been put into everything is happening by your mercy. And we are so foolish. We don't want the real wealth. But the Lord gives it to us even without asking. So this helps us meditate how much the Lord loves us. So, in the purport of this verse, Srila Prabhupada writes, to desire material opulence while engaging in bhakti forgets all material desires. How many of you want to forget all material desires? Please raise your hand. Just continue doing bhakti. If we are actually surrendered to the lotus feet of Krishna, the only desire should be to satisfy Krishna. Krishna will bless us with that pure desire. This consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. So when I read this purport, I felt so happy, so I wanted to share with all of you. And there is a similar verse in Bhagavatam, which Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quotes. After quoting these 4-5 verses, he gives the praman from Bhagavatam. He says, whenever Krishna is requested to fulfill one's desire, he undoubtedly does so. But he does not award anything which petition him again and again to fulfill desires. When one has other desires but engages in the Lord's service, Krishna forcibly gives one shelter at his lotus feet and makes everybody forget all other desires. This is from 5:19:27. So everything is happening by the grace of the Lord. And just grace. Similarly, we should also pray. No matter in which situation we are, Bhavan hi karanam tatra sarvagno jagadishwara. In whatever situation we are, Krishna knows what is best for us. Anugraham nigraham va manasya tad videhina. Whether you want to give me your sweet mercy or whether you want me to have your sour mercy, my Lord, you know what is best for me. When we have such consciousness, then we can appreciate what Lord Shiva is saying in this verse. And everything happens by your grace. Some time ago, we all agreed that this material world is meant for our rehabilitation. One Prabhuji very nicely told. So, to the purpose why we have come here. By the grace of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, we have understood that human life is meant for what? Yes. Yes. Bhakti. Bhakti and the angas of bhakti. So here is another quotation from the 11th canto. How many of you feel doing bhakti is very easy? Idam, I'll do it like this. बाएं हाथ का खेल है, बस जब ही तो करना है, और क्या करना है. Just chant Hare Krishna. Don't do the 10 offenses. Only 10 are there. I'll just not commit these 10 offenses. I'll just chant Hare Krishna. Everything is after Harinam Sankirtan करेंगे, परम विजयते हो जाएगा. No. The main problem is our mind and the samskaras which we carry from billions of lifetimes, which makes bhakti so difficult. Especially the false ego aspect. So here is something, 11th chapter 20, shloka 28. By my previous shameful life, my heart is polluted with many illusory attachments. Personally, I have no power to stop them. Only Lord Krishna within my heart can remove such only. Please raise your hand. At least I feel like that. If the anarthas are removed, then bhakti becomes simple, no? All the struggle is because of the anarthas. Do you agree with me? And Lord Krishna can remove it in 1 second. Better bhakti. However, this verse says, whether Lord removes such anarthas immediately or lets me go on being afflicted by them, I will never give up my bhakti and seva to him. Even if the Lord places millions of obstacles in my path, and even if because of my offenses I go to hell, I will never for a moment stop serving Lord Krishna. I am not interested in mental stimulation and fruitive activities, even if Lord Brahma personally comes before me offering such engagements. I will not be interested in them. Although I am attached to the material things, I can see very clearly that they will lead to no good because they simply give me trouble and they disturb my present practice of devotional service. And I am simply waiting to get Lord Krishna's mercy, but I will never stop bhakti. 11th canto, chapter 20, shloka 28. So this is the mood of any person who is there. This should be the mood of any conditioned soul who is there in this material world. And this is the purpose for which we are here. So we should stick to this mood and try to understand that material creation which we are reading about. As I said, that this verse is summarizing the entire material creation. How Mahavishnu is expanding from Sankarshana, and then from how Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya to Kshirodakshaya, and then so many principal demigods coming up. Why all this tam jham and so much elaborate arrangement? For this purpose. Just to get this consciousness and this sincerity that I will try to do bhakti to Lord Krishna. Although I know that I have no desire to do bhakti, I am immensely, very badly, hopelessly and helplessly attached to material activities and material contaminations. And I know that this will lead to no good. Whether the Lord helps me by removing these contaminations or whether He doesn't help me, my bhakti will always flow towards His lotus feet. This realize what is the purpose of this material creation. How many of you aspire to get the determination? At least, I will try to practice this at least. Chahe kuch bhi ho jaye. I will always chant my rounds. No matter what happens, I will always try to cultivate pure devotional desires. And no matter what setbacks come in my life, I will take it as a Mahaprasad to Krishna, of Krishna. Then, this. So there is a huge reason why Lord Shiva, why is he not expressing just devotional ecstasies? Why is he telling this has happened, then Lord Brahma came, then from him I came, and I am his this way and that way? Why this material creation is so much described? So what is the importance of hearing and reading about the Lord's activities in association with his different energies should be described, appreciated, and heard in accordance with the teachings of the Lord. If this is done regularly with devotion and respect, one is sure of the illusory energy of the Lord. 2:753. Especially this fifth canto, which describes the whole universe, descent of Ganges. When you read how is it coming on Brahmapuri and how it is getting separated in four parts and how it is going to different varshas, how is it reaching the saltwater ocean, the structure of the varshas also is not clear to me. How it is coming from moon to Brahmapuri also not clear to me. कुछ भी समझ नहीं आता है. For all those who are understanding fifth canto, my humble and respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet. But sometimes while reading such things, I heard from one devotee that only the perfected Ashtanga yogis can understand the structure of the universe when they see it from their mystic vision. Human beings cannot understand. For us, after Himalaya comes China or Russia. It's like a lizard trying to understand how Kempegowda International Airport works. It's not possible. नहीं सकते हैं तो उसको पढ़ क्यों रहे हैं? The answer is this. It should be described, appreciated and heard in according to the teachings of the Lord. When it is done regularly with this verse is very nice. Some people think that to hear about the pastimes of the Lord means to hear about his activities with the gopis or about pastimes like the lifting of the Govardhan hill. And they have nothing to do with the Lord's plenary experience, the Purusha avatars and their pastimes of creation, maintenance, annihilation of the material worlds. Some people have this feeling. I only want to hear Braj Leela. How this material world was created and how Purusha avatars are functioning, what is Mahat Tattva. I don't want to know all these things. How this second canto, better to sometimes this material creation is described in the second canto. Better to see it. Sometimes the purports are so big that while reading I forget what the verse is only. 4-page, 5-page, 6-page purports. We fall asleep. Next day when we wake up, we finish the purport. Especially second canto. Some people think that Krishna Leela means Braj Leela. We will only hear how he lifted the Govardhan. A pure devotee knows that there is no difference between the pastimes of the Lord either in Ras Leela or in creation, maintenance or destruction of the material world. Rather, the descriptions of such activities of the Lord as Purusha Avataras are specifically meant for people who are in the clutches of Maya. Yes, very nicely. चाहे समझ में भी नहीं आए, फिर भी पढ़ेंगे. Topics like the Ras Leela are meant for the liberated souls and not for the conditioned souls. So in the preface of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada writes, anybody systematically and sincerely reads the first 9 cantos, they become God-realized man. So then when you become God-realized, then you can read 10th canto. Not just jumping to the 10th canto. Therefore, if you will carefully note, it is for this reason only, Srila Prabhupada, wherever he went, whether it was the Western countries or even if he did programs in India, he specifically chose to discuss the body and soul concept only, strictly, that much only. If somebody understands but the spirit soul, that is the best welfare we can do them. Therefore, we should follow in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. Topics like the Ras Leela are meant for the liberated souls. So when we go out in public, we don't have liberated souls sitting there. So there is no point catching a new public and describing the Govardhan Leela to them. So topics like the Ras Leela are meant for the liberated souls, not for the conditioned souls. Now please listen to this Vaikuntha Vani. The conditioned souls, therefore, must hear with appreciation and devotion the Lord's pastimes in relationship with the external energy. And such acts are as good as hearing the Ras Leela. Please listen. The conditioned souls, therefore, must hear with appreciation and devotion the Lord's pastimes in relationship with the external energy, and such acts are as good as hearing of Ras Leela in the liberated stage. That means whatever ananda, whatever happiness, whatever satisfaction a liberated soul gets by hearing Ras Leela, the same ananda, the same satisfaction, the same merit can be obtained by descent of river Ganges. And even if I don't understand, I have to read it with respect and devotion. I cannot just say that समझ नहीं आ रहा है, skip करो. Let's go to 10th canto. That is why these things are described. Many times Srila Prabhupada was asked to speak on the 10th canto, but he used to refuse. Many times people were saying, describe Krishna Leela, but Srila Prabhupada took the efforts, took all the burden of love to translate all these 9 cantos in sequence. So much so that the 10th canto could not be completed by him also. But his work was done. Anybody who sequentially and seriously reads the first 9 cantos is a God-realized man. Preface Srimad Bhagavatam. He has done his job. He has made all of us God-realized. And then 10th canto we can take shelter of Lord Krishna, Bhakti Vedanta purports and BBT purports and go ahead in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada has done his job. Confidential pastimes of Krishna with ordinary men. So that is why we should read this 5th canto. Even if we don't understand it, we should continue reading it. How many of you feel that you have understood everything which you have read? So why not? We are here to become God realized. And God realization comes by mercy. So when we read these books, we get the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And for that purpose, we should come to every Sunday feast and hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. So till now, we have covered, we just saw how the summary of this chapter is. We understood how everything happens by the grace of the Lord. Even if we don't want our supreme welfare, Krishna will give us his Swacharanamrita. Simply we have to engage in bhakti. And then we understood the purpose of this material creation, and that purpose will be fulfilled only when we have a sincere mood because of our own samskaras and karmas. We understood about the importance of reading about material creation, how important it is for us. We should not directly jump to the 10th canto. We should first read all these material creations, external dealings of the Lord with external energy. And then, that Lord Krishna loves me more than anything or anyone, and I am supposed to love him back. Generally, Srila Prabhupada says that it is very difficult to love someone when we don't understand them. So it is very difficult to understand Lord Krishna. Therefore, we have teachings of Lord Chaitanya. In the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, we can try to understand Lord Chaitanya and try to serve him. However, it helps a lot if we understand that Krishna loves me, Lord Chaitanya loves me, if we feel loved. So therefore, I'm again quoting from the 10th canto, conversation between Krishna and the gopis. How sometimes when we pray to Krishna, we prayed to Krishna that, my dear Lord, please make my bhakti vriksha successful. But koi aaya hi nahi. Prabhu is laughing because Prabhu knows the pain of this prayer. Probably every day he is offering this prayer for his entire sector now, maybe circle. So it's very important. Sometimes Krishna doesn't response. I'm quoting from the 10th canto where Krishna says to the gopis, for those surrendered souls who worship me through Nam Kirtana. How many of you are doing Nam Kirtan? Please raise your hands. Every day chanting Hare Krishna. Everybody is chanting Hare Hare Krishna every day? Yeah. For those surrendered souls who worship me through Nam Kirtan, I do not respond. Yes. That means his no response is actually his response. He chooses not to respond, just to make us more desperate. Oh gopis, you cannot understand my real intention. Not seeing me, those surrendered souls develop deep. Let me be damned. By constantly thinking in this way, those who have not yet developed mature love for me will become free of lust and anger and awaken pure devotion, full of power and brilliance. So when we do Nam Jap and we feel that Krishna is not reciprocating, that is his reciprocation. He wants us to continue, he wants us to become more serious, become free of lust, anger, and material intentions, and continue doing bhakti in a selfless, serious, sincere, determined way. Especially when you are in the material world, one has this opportunity to feel like this, specifically in Bharatvarsha, specifically where the center is there and Sunday feast is going. We have all the good saubhagya, especially with these beautiful purports. We can understand what Krishna wants from us. His no response is his response. And in this way, we can feel very loved. We are a part of this material world. Let's spend time discussing about the material creation as well as the. But first, let's be sincere, let's feel loved by the Lord. And let's go on praying. What we should pray. Our prayer should be, Oh my Lord, I do not have any love for you. I'm quoting from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 22:29. Oh my Lord, I do not have any love for you, nor am I qualified for discharging devotional service by chanting or hearing. Nor do I possess the mystic power of a Vaishnava, knowledge or pious activities. Nor do I belong to a high caste or family. On the whole, I do not possess anything. Still, O beloved of gopis, because you bestow your mercy on the most fallen, I have an unbreakable hope that is constantly in my heart. And now that hope is giving me constant pain. So please give me your mercy. So in mercy, we should hope for getting mercy in the association of devotees. Therefore, it is very, very imperative, implicit, and absolutely mandatory that we come at least once a week, if not every day, in this association and get purified by hearing about the holy names of the Lord, by hearing about his pastimes. And then one thing which we can do to act upon it, today in the morning, from Path of Perfection. In that, Prabhupada was saying that one should not sit idly at home. One should go out and try to distribute the holy name of Krishna, and one should try to preach about the glorious pastimes of Krishna. That sounds like an instruction, no? One should not sit idly at home. घर में बहुत काम है, ये करना है, वो करना है, this is there, that is there. My second घर is my office. उसका तो कभी भी खत्म नहीं होगा. इतना काम होता है कि ऑफिस चेंज करना पड़ता है, बट काम खत्म नहीं होता है. Now, I am speaking because I have seen both sides of the world. So I am speaking from practical realization. You cannot question my realization. No? I have seen both sides, so I can tell you. Hoping now I'll reach the end line. But the end line is not there only. So therefore, Prabhupada's instruction that we have to not sit idly and go out and preach is a very valid instruction. And the best way to do that, as Srila Prabhupada puts it, preaching means book distribution. So this is the book marathon going on. And a very simple formula which preacher in ISKCON preach. Who is the best preacher here? Option A. Option भी नहीं देने दिया. So the best preacher in ISKCON is Srila Prabhupada. So when we distribute his books, the much simple. And it gives you so much happiness when you are able to do this one single activity. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado yasya prasadan nagati kuto. Srila Prabhupada has talked about various services, but those who have understood the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, they will conclude that he gives to do this book distribution activity. When we are praying to the Lord, oh my Lord, whether you remove the obstacles from my life or not, I will always continue doing bhakti. This can be translated into book distribution also. Oh my Lord, whether any book goes or not, but I will always go out for book distribution. One of the major setbacks for a book distributor is this is not good. This is a fruitive mentality. That books jara, I would like to do that seva which I like to do and in which I can get some results, as a result of which I will get puja, labh, man and pratishtha. So that is not devotional service. Devotional service means do the needful, full stop. The needful is that we have to distribute the books. No matter who you are, whether you are a cook in the kitchen, or whether you are a pujari at the altar, or whether you are a devotee coming for Sunday feast, or whether you are a full-time resident in a property which is maintained and protected by ISKCON, whoever you are, it is your sacred duty that you should try to either distribute the books or assist. My Guru Maharaj calls this kind of behavior as lip service. He says we are all saying Jai Guru Srila Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj, but instructions we will not follow. It's like saying I love you Krishna, but can you please keep your cows outside and come in? Otherwise I'll have to clean my house. Books. So therefore, I think we should stop listening to our mind, which is giving us 10,000 reasons on a daily basis to not go out for book distribution. And out of those 10,000 reasons, probably all 10,000 will appear very bona fide also. At least during the book marathon month, which is the Gita Jayanti month, we should engage in book distribution. And it gives so much satisfaction, and it helps you to realize, you see, without the mercy of the Lord, we cannot realize. The jnana will not become vijnana. One of the aspects of becoming, it is not possible. Suppose you are trying to eat a sugar cane and no taste is only coming. How long will you eat that sugar cane? How long will you chew the chewed? Do you follow? So until and unless we get that Krishna anubhuti, after some time, and then we will give up bhakti also. So get that under their spiritual master Sandipani Muni. Every day they would go out to beg, and whatever alms they would get, they would bring and offer it to their spiritual master. We can't do that right now. So that act of begging has, and whatever realizations we get in the task of book distribution, or whatever Lakshmi we get during book distribution, we come and submit it to Prabhupada's lotus feet. That is his mercy. Srila Prabhupada has told so many times that simply if we do book distribution, our society will be maintained. With respect to this center where we are reliance on the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, that if the entire set of devotees connected to this center, if they simply do sincere book distribution, Krishna will give a wonderful place to the devotees who are sitting here. Have no doubt about it. Don't think how it will happen. But if all of us simply, if we sit, Krishna will take care. This center and the entire society will be maintained by you going out for book distribution. So now it's an existential crisis also. करो या मरो सिचुएशन है. यहाँ तो बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करो, नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं बोल सकते. So it's important, and it gives you happiness. It makes you serious in your Krishna consciousness. I would like to end this discussion by telling one of the book distribution pastimes which happened today only in my life. Very recently I fell sick with dengue and I was hospitalized have a health insurance. Now these insurance people, they are very good people actually. Immediately they release all the claims which you have given. From last 3 months, at least I'll not take the name of the insurance company, but at least 6 times they have rejected my submission. Whatever they ask, and then they reject it again, finding some other reason. So today I thought of taking revenge from this insurance company. I chanted some rounds and then I thought that I will go and read little Bhagavatam. But then he asked me who am I, what do I do? I said, yeah, I'm a teacher in ISKCON, just trying to, what do you teach? So I teach Srimad Bhagavatam. And then I took the opportunity of glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. And with full heart I glorified. That this Bhagavatam talks about every subject matter which a human conceive or imagine. And then I glorified for 10 minutes. I told, why don't you take Srimad Bhagavatam? You will not believe his response was, what's the price? I said, which language you want? He said, Hindi. 7,499 rupees. He said, okay, I'm sending it to you. I took transcendental revenge from... Now, please don't... See, this is the... What the essence of this pastime or this whole situation is. Any situation can be made favorable by doing book distribution. Now that he has taken one Srila Prabhupada's book, Srimad Bhagavatam set, don't you think he'll help me more in getting my claims? Don't you think I will not even give him a chanting bag ever. But simply reading those purports, he will one day come on his own. And he will say, give me Japmala. Don't you think this will happen? Yes. So that is book distribution. Yare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Whomever you meet, just Krishna said, Ma manusmara yudhyacha. But I am not in a position to remember Krishna and fight. But I can always think of Prabhupada and Gita and Bhagavatam. And I will try to sell these books to them. I repeat, I use the word sell, not for free. Srila Prabhupada disliked his books being distributed for free. So we have to sell these books to them. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada wanted people to give their hard-earned money for these books so that their spiritual life begins. So we have to distribute these books, we have to sell these books, and the easiest way to do is Yare dekho tare kaho. Kisi se bhi milo, glorify Bhagavad Gita, glorify Bhagavatam. And this glorification, which is coming in the parampara, like Srila Prabhupada says, this transcendental literature will create a revolution in the impious, misdirected lives of the people. Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for the cultural agent. I'm pretty sure he knows. But because I repeated the words of the Acharya, he said, I want one set. This is the power. So simply if you learn 4 lines from the preface of Bhagavad Gita and 4 lines from the preface of Srimad Bhagavatam, you can become a distributor. Just repeat these words with full faith and with full conviction without irritating the people. Krishna will maintain us as a society and as a center also. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Prabhuji, Yugal Kishore Prabhu ने भी हाथ उठाया, पहले उनसे ले लेते हैं.
Hare Krishna Prabhupada, thank you very much. It was very inspiring story about book distribution. At the beginning, we also mentioned about the 4 reasons why one should come to Sunday feast. So may I request you to add the 5th, that what time one should come to Bhagavatam?
Yes. Coming late to Bhagavatam class is like missing the dessert. How many of you would like to eat only rice and dal and miss the dessert? So Srimad Bhagavatam is very beautiful at its beginning, it's very beautiful in the middle, and it's very beautiful in the end. So when the whole thing is available, why take only 1/4? We have to. In fact, I'm quoting from my spiritual master, where he says that how do you show your respect for Krishna? One of the points is while chanting, when you sit down in a comfortable way and you chant your rounds without talking to anybody, you chant your rounds without using distracting elements such as mobile and other things. That shows that you respect Krishna. Not coming on time is like saying, I don't care. Whether Krishna is doing some Leela, I don't care. If all of us were told that, I'm giving a mundane example, that Virat Kohli is coming to ISKCON ACS layout today for the Sunday feast class, what time would all of us have come? Late? उसमें भी late आते? Okay, then it's consistent. कि चाहे भगवान आए या गौर निताई आए या विराट कोहली आए या प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया आए, हम लेट ही जाएंगे. Then तो your path is very glorious, please continue. But if at all there is any scope of introspection, please think. Srimad Bhagavatam discussion is not different from Gaur Nitai, it is not different from Krishna. We are so eager to get darshan of Krishna. This is the darshan of Krishna. So therefore, let's not miss it. If we are so much attracted to one aspect of a fraction of the 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 wonderful potency of Krishna, that is Virat Kohli, how much more should we be attracted to that which made Shukdev Goswami a devotee? Of exhibiting impersonalism is to coming late to class. Krishna, concepts related to Krishna, discussion related to Krishna is happening. Why should I come late? Now, I'm not talking about the people who are serving in the kitchen or doing any seva. That is an assigned service. So continue hearing parallelly. But those who have no seva assigned, there is no reason why you should come late. And I'm struggle what Prabhu has highlighted. It is my personal struggle also. So I'm falling at everybody's feet. Please come on time. Simply by coming together and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, all our problems will be solved. So please do come on time. Otherwise, we will miss most of the things. Please understand, if you have nishtha, then only you will get ruchi. Without nishtha, there is no ruchi. And nishtha means coming on time. Nishtha means being serious and sincere. If you are not nishthavan, you should not have any hope that one day I'll get ruchi in japa, one day I'll get ruchi in Bhagavatam. Forget about it. Now, if you don't want ruchi, it's your call. How many of you want to have ruchi in Nama and Bhagavatam? The question? Yes, my friend, Chandan Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
Very good class, Prabhu. My question, like yesterday, I went outside for the book distribution. One business-minded people came and told me, if you are making this in...
He was bargaining, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
So, anyway, I gave it because I got some donation. I thought that I will compensate with that. Is it good? Because you told that we should sell it, means we should take the price.
Yes.
So,
Srila Prabhupada said, you should distribute my books, never mind what price they pay. Ideally, it is good if they pay the price. Bargaining, so much for Bhagavad Gita only. The car which they purchased, did they bargain for that? And the expensive watch which they are wearing, did they bargain for that? The big Christmas tree which is put in every mall right now, in front of which they are clicking pictures and then going to McDonald's, did they bargain for the burger? Why only for Gita? Please change your opinion. We are here to do seva. We are taking this book from the temple, and whatever Lakshmi we are able to give back to the temple, that is seva. And that is being used for printing more books and spreading Sanatan Dharma. So, I generally give this example. all have seen the Swachh Bharat Andolan. Did Bharat become Swachh? Why? Because no matter how much you clean the Ganges, no matter how much Swachhata you bring, until you clean the hearts of the people, they will again dirty it. So this book which you are taking is an effort. It is your cooperation in that effort to clean the hearts and change the thought process of the present and the future generations. In fact, I will request you kindly take this book and give us some extra donation so that we can print more and distribute more. That is your contribution to Sanatan Dharma. This Gita costs us for 300 to print. People are giving 500 and 1000. We don't sell it. We just ask for a heartfelt donation. Do the best you can. And then 1000 rupees note will come out. And if they are still bargaining, adjust kar lo.
Prabhu, actually, Chandan Prabhu and I
to ask for, always say that we don't sell these books. We ask for a donation. And when they are taking out the Lakshmi, at that just mention that this book costs us 300 to print. Do the best you can. A gentleman will always give 300 or even more. And when they give 500, don't give change. Give one SSR and small book. In this way, push more books. So you have to be little intelligent. Because the end result of book distribution should be that every book distributor should leave a good impression. That is very important. Simply by leaving a good book and good impression, this person will take a book maybe after 6 months from some another book distributor. So make sure you don't leave a bad impression. If they are bargaining.
So, in the book, description we say that like we preach generally even those who doesn't have any. So yesterday means what happened? One person he raised one topic that by quoting some Padma Puran quotes like so you are getting the scene of that person if he is not going to value that in a book. So that time also I recall that ninth offense that teaching the obedience to a faithless person. So that time he was telling means those things. So that thing I want to know. And the second thing.
No, one question at a time.
No, actually this thing will be helpful. So we tell this is Shastra Dan, but he was saying no, this is not a Shastra Dan. This is a book printed by this one. And Shastra Dan has some karma kandi process and all that. So it was
Everything. Therefore, first of all, what we are doing is not the ninth offense. We are not giving a Harinam Chintamani seminar to people on the road. In fact, we are not even asking them to chant on the road. If you have time, you can ask. We are just distributing some books. And our pitch is, we firmly believe that until we change the heart and the minds of the people, the society will not become a better place. All over the world, ISKCON has taken a vrata of distributing 4.2 million Gitas. We are trying to reach out to all spiritual people. Do the best you can. This is the maximum you should speak. Of course, every book distributor has his own flavor, but avoid preaching. Book distribution is like spreading a magnet over a junkyard. When you spread a magnet, only the the junk will remain. So similarly, book distribution does not mean preaching. Book distribution means touching as many people as you can. If at all you find a person who is arguing too much, just gently move out of the conversation. Every book distributor can target that if in 1 hour they should be able to touch at least 20 to 25 people. Not that I went out for book distribution, I talked with 3 people, 20 minutes each, and no book went also. And I became so frustrated. Book distribution means touch as many people as possible. That means you should not have conversation more than 1 or 2 minutes with anybody if you want to distribute more books. So therefore avoid such conversations. You can always tell, आप टेम्पल में आ जाइए, हमको ज़्यादा मालूम नहीं, हमारे प्रभुजी हैं, बताएंगे. Invite them to the temple. If they are challenging that, oh, this is wrong, what you are doing, oh, sorry, this is our Guru Agya, we are doing, let us continue. Thank you, have a nice day. खत्म करो conversation. If you get into arguments with Christians or with such kind of people, so-called Hindus, you will have a tough time. So we are not Uttam Adhikaris. We have to avoid envious people and continue our seva. Uttam Adhikaris can continue to talk to envious people. But I think you and me are not Uttam Adhikaris. So we have to just do the seva, and we have to be very thoughtful that how I've come out of so many conversations where I felt that this is going in a wrong direction and it is losing time. Something I just say and come out of that. There's no business. There's no point doing, especially in book marathon. In fact, it's a crime to talk to someone for more than 2 minutes while distributing a book. I personally feel like that. That's why I only go on traffic signals. Because because I get Cassie, everybody likes to talk, no? Shrinvatam Swakatha, Krishna. Punya Shravana Kirtana. Everybody likes to talk. ऐसे भी कोई सुन नहीं रहा है मेरी बात. Street पर किसी को पकड़ के बात करो. So that is not good. Better to talk less and do more. And it is not a ninth offense. You are not giving a Harinam Chintamani seminar. You are just giving a book. After reading the book, they will become devotees.
If they will throw the book or something like that,
Then don't give it to them. See, you should become expert in understanding who will be respectful, who will not be respectful. If he is throwing, after taking from you, that is not your fault. But if he is throwing it on your face only, then just save your time. Always leave a good impression. Trust me, sadhu vyavahar can conquer the heart of a demon also. She put Kamsa on back foot also. So always behave like a sadhu. They should not feel the sales mentality in your heart. They should understand that you are here for doing a seva. And this is only possible when you or when I finish my 16 rounds before going out for book distribution. Book distribution is a sadhana. It's important that we read at least half an hour before going out and we chant our 16 rounds properly. Otherwise, every Tom, Dick and Harry will agitate us. And we'll say to our Bhakti Riksha leader or center head कि बस बहुत हुआ. ये टारगेट आपका है, ये दुनिया आपकी है, ये बुक्स भी आपके हैं, ये सेंटर भी आपका है, मैं चला. And that is not the way. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I'd like to pause now. I have extended a lot. You have some announcements? What I should do? I should play this. So, yes. Will you switch on the TV? This can be ended, no?